starting day 2 in Disco Elysium, and something we should probably do is take a shower to get that
It's not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are.
Most things in the world right now would be cleaner than we are. I want to live forever with the corpse smell. You know, Memento Mori and all that. You know, all that. Nah, let's take a bath.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Do you like taking a bath in a hotel room? For some reason, I don't know, just the fact that it's something about it being in a hotel room. Not this hotel room, just a hotel room in general.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting. Like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies.
Okay, we did not empty the bathtub of beer cans.
You feel nice and lonely, and so tired.
We'll leave the beer cans in.
The cans continue to bob, as do your thoughts, aimlessly splashing up against the sides of the tub.
They give some character to the bathtub.
They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations. None of them acute enough to focus on.
Oh, let's linger in the tub. Lingering in the bath is just a great thing in general.
Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools.
Yeah, get all wrinkled and you're in there too long and the water gets cold.
What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. Time to get moving.
Oh, but what if we were? Those fish have no responsibilities. They can just float in the water all day. No worries. Let's imagine something.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature.
What's conceptualization thinking about? I guess we have to get out.
The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
I guess we put our clothes on without drying ourselves? Okay. We don't have a copy of the city map. All right. We could put points into something. Let's see. Someone did suggest maybe I should put a point into perception, which that might be a good thing. All right, so that's that. And someone did suggest maybe I should put one into authority. And, oh. Maybe for right now, I should leave 1 point remaining in case I find another thought. And I want to put something in, want to try to load that up. Maybe just leave that one available for right now.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
This is new. Use the chain cutters to fix the faucet. Oof. Oh, well, the tool's not in hand. I mean, even if they were, it's still going to be real low.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, the faucet...
Hey, how about that?
...mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Well, little victories. Little victories. Oh, we got +2 on this one. Do we want to stop the expression is the thing. We look so happy.
The fan stands still.
I don't think there's a reason to do anything with that. Oh, empty cassette case. That was something we didn't take. There used to be a tape in this case, but it was destroyed in a fit of rage. Something about the N10 is single. Smallest church in St. Sands must have rubbed someone the wrong way. The label says the song was recorded in 43. Well, I mean, if that song bothered us, maybe it's a sad song that maybe we could sing. If we could find a tape with that song on it. Possibly.
The door is closed. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
No, we'll suppress the urge.
The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. Your breathing normalizes. That's one lucky door.
We haven't seen that woman since we talked to her at the beginning of the game. And she did suggest that we would have to interrogate her at some point. Oh, there are people there.
Morning.
Gives you a quick nod.
I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
I don't know if I was ready to let him go.
Well, he's in processing now. We have other matters to attend to. The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardie Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Those the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
There are so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements. Wait, was that an option? Could we have called in reinforcements? I didn't think we could.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders' Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Understood.
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
Would they notice that?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Alright, I don't know if there's a reason or not to make them wait.
Can I help you?
About my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
Not yet.
Then why are you wasting my time and yours?
Oh, alright, goodbye. She's in a different position.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, ma'am. Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Well, Sylvie told us that people steal the copper from the lines. Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
Dense thickets of reeds.
But you have more important things to worry about.
What was this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Are they in a rough neighborhood?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
Do it. Find her husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
This sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
I've got a premonition that this missing scientist is connected to our main case.
I sincerely doubt it. Still, I suppose it won't hurt to keep an eye out.
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
And what is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Yes, they feel like they just don't have the work ethic needed to go after Bigfoot is the thing. 42%. Oh, because we have the green pen, that's +1 on that. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Now, let me try it again. If I were to meet him on a street, what would I look for? And, I wouldn't be able to recognize him by his coarse but gentle palms, is the thing.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
And how did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She smiles wistfully.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Well, I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
But entomology is my favorite kind of minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insular Indian coast. Hence it's named the Insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
I see. The bug that the establishment doesn't want you to know about. So what makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
Interesting. Maybe the phasmid made the teenagers make out.
Now that's a direction I don't think anyone's thought about it from. Maybe the phasmid made them make out.
I doubt it. It's not like teenagers need much encouragement in that regard.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insular Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
So is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
What about all these lucrative cryptobiologists that I've been hearing about? I thought that this was a line of work that was just rolling in the real, and we do need some real. Like maybe we could pick this up as a side job. Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
What's so special about this stick bug, then?
Oh, dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Well, we might as well.
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids. Bring it on.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
Aw. That's all for now, ma'am. Wow. Kim does not want to spend some time learning about this fascinating subject. Oh, something here? The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Do you know what's behind that door?
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
I guess that's true. Well, it doesn't seem like there's anything new concerning that. By the way, did I notice? No. There was nothing on the stage to interact with. There's the gardener, and there's the union people in there. What does that say? It's a bowl. They're spitting it, reeking of tobacco. Classy.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
She's being a bit sassier with us than before. Hey, you're the gardener.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Well, that's not what a gardener does.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardie? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
Kim getting fresh here.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What is your role in all of this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Maybe I do. What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
I believe I'm a superstar here in Martinez. Last I checked.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it. So both authority and volition don't want me to say that. I guess I'll listen to them. Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans?
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Well, I should talk to Titus then. Maybe I should take some of this money while I'm here. Wow, 7.5 real I have now. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and union placards. The text is over, sort of just kind of over each other. You see hawthorn bushes outside.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Squint.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Look out the window. Oh. It's extremely low, but for some reason, it's not time yet. Oh, we do have a +1 because of the mysterious door. How curious. Alright, I guess the only other thing here is to talk to Titus.
This is where you say your bit.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. Well, maybe we won't say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Maybe we just cross our arms and not say anything.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Maybe?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardie.
Lieutenant turns to the broad-shouldered man at the end of the table. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
Yes, extremely handsome.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Questions? To hell with that. Get right up in the big dick's face. Physical confrontation.
Well, physical instrument passed a challenging check to tell me that. So, okay.
The room is silent. The leader does not flinch. Get further in there. Escalate.
Tilt my head from side to side, cracking my neck.
What the fuck is this? You wanna fuck with me?
Shift our center of balance from one leg to another.
His eyes narrow. His right hand starts tapping a quick little rhythm on his thigh. Tap, tap, tap. This guy's tough. Get the eye twitch going. You need to look scary.
Engage eye twitch.
What do you think you're doing? You hear. But his mouth isn't moving. It's the tension in his shoulders speaking.
What are you doing?
I can do this all night long. His clenched fists say, their knuckles turning white. I'm young. You're 50,000 years old. Do not explain or defend yourself. Attack.
Let's see. At my age, you'll be dead. You're impulsive. You'll get into a fight you won't win.
Probably. I need to be like this to lead them. Something you would understand.
The moment ends. With begrudging respect, the man leans back. Time to say something.
I'm going to take off now. The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why was there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes. Why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Oh, he's being very open about it.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this. Together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Aha, so you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line in my town.
So he was a mercenary. That's it?
And he stepped out of line.
He repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoi and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
Right, I think that we had gotten some information previously that implied that he was a man sent by the company concerning the strike.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Well, how do you even know he was Special Forces?
'Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm RNE's goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
I guess that does make things clear, yes.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNE's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
What is it about this hotel that gets people to act weird?
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Right. What did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wiped spittle from his mouth. Okay.
There's slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
I guess we're gonna have to ask him about that.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Alright, but who did he rape then? Because that's a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Okay, but how did you kill him then?
We hanged him up by his neck. Until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service.
Yeah, pretty sure. I mean, we don't remember any of it, but pretty sure.
Certainly enough to not put up with his backsass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
Okay. Now you listen to me, Sonny Jim, The autopsy showed the victim's hands weren't tied, no signs of struggle. Explain this and make it real simple.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clapped him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
That's higher percentage than I would have thought. Mr. Tats, what did you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
And where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Well, maybe we can see if we can increase those odds a little bit. This would be composure, which is motorics. So why don't we go for it and see if the chat will lend me their power to increase that percentage a bit. An interesting thing would be that if we didn't find the bullet, then we wouldn't have a reason to doubt them, would we? 58%. Let's go for it. It's a red check, so this is our only option, only time we can try this.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
Well, first, tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there. Tomato juice? Just tomato juice? A non-alcoholic tomato juice? What's the point of that?
Not now, electrochemistry. Who's cracking under the pressure? This one, Fat Angus. He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain.
A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
Hey, you. You having trouble breathing over there?
No.
He looks up, startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
The man next to the big guy bursts out laughing.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Well, okay then. I do have other questions about the lynching.
Like what, Copper?
You just murdered him like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Yeah, but these they were all bad people.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming to him.
Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardie boy without arresting all Hardie boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than others.
That's for the courts in Les Jardins to decide. Not for the officer making an arrest. Which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
And how long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean the representative for Wild Pines? The shipping company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That is a person we really do need to talk to.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
All right. How does the bullet in his head factor into this?
Huh?
The sip of beer makes the surprise go down easier.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Another sip. He's tight-lipped suddenly.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
Well, why don't I just arrest you?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
His mean little eyes come alive with hatred.
A fearful readiness, like an electrical charge, raises hairs in the room. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Well, I think Half-Light would like us to go closer, but Half-Light's not speaking up right now, so we'll back off.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one, and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
So, what are we going to do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Okay, so this gives us a boost when looking at those footprints. Authority. Godly establish authority. It's very low. Let's see, -1, weak when we first met, +1 physical standoff winner. That is... We're just going to take off now. Oh, and also, we're now a communist.
Mazovian socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Left-wing dialogue options give +4 XP, but we get -1 in visual calculus, -1 in authority. This doesn't sound great. Like, how often do left-wing dialogue options... I mean, sometimes, sometimes it's pretty obvious when there are political-based responses. I don't think it's really been coming up that often that we're going to be getting big XP boosts for this. Not that often. But there it is. And there's always the option to forget. What a weird thought to internalize. Well, let's go out. I mean, we took another hit to visual calculus because of that, but let's take a look at those footprints again and see if we can actually do it.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Sure.
8
pairs
of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the Hardie boys in the mess hall of Welling in rags.
Let's go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick, Titus Hardie. The one with the bald cap on his head.
Interesting.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
They're still wearing their murder boots now.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
What else?
5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
I'm pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens, and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty.
Count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
And the last one?
8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardie boy.
An 8th boy. We did not know there was an 8th boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardie boys were here.
8, actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
Light step, number 41 shoe.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardie boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
You mean the rat-faced one?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Maybe.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? This could be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardie boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Yeah, we're probably thinking that it was the fat guy with the victim.
Probably yes. This would also fit with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him, because he could no longer walk. Is there anything else that's noteworthy here?
An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the Odd Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardie boy. Wonder who he is.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
So one of the people we're looking for is a drummer.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Interesting. If only I had come up with that idea.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe the eighth person, maybe not necessarily a Hardie boy, but maybe one of the drivers from the traffic jam maybe assisted. How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look like a lynching.
We've been purposely misled?
By these tracks? Yes.
Well, it looks like we've been through all of it. Alright. I guess one question would be, well, clearly the Hardies want us to think they killed him. They're telling us outright that they beat him up and put him in the tree. A bit curious about why they want us to think that. The only possible reason could be is that we can't actually arrest 7 men. But still, you'd think that them being confessing to a murder would have some sort of problem. There'd be some kind of ramification, even if it's not us two actually doing the arresting. There's this down here.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Damage that morale again.
Well laid, it reveals no secret.
Why does this check hurt us? Like, some of the checks I understand why the morale takes damage. Why does this one cause us to take damage? I don't understand that one.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Wish I could have been here to see it. But now, I have some questions.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaut!
It looks like we've already asked all the questions, except figuring out what's going on with this kid. Alright. Let's see if the chat can help out with that. This one is an empathy check. It's in psyche. Whether or not we can... I mean, it's a white check, so even if we fail it, we can try it again later. 58. All right. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on with Kuno.
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S.
Interesting. How?
Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something very bad. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses and says murder was the case that they gave her. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
Divide and conquer. All right. Kuno!
Psst. Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about?
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Kuno, listen to me. She's trying to control you. We gotta get you out of here.
It's okay. The pig's trying to pit us against each other. Not gonna let him do that.
Idiot. You bungled it up.
Aw. Why would Physical Instrument be the one to tell me that?
That's it. You let him off the line. That was a bad, manipulative thing to say. You should understand. I got you this far. I couldn't get you all the way.
Try to fuck my Kuno! Try to fuck my Kuno away! Me and Kuno are tight. We ride for life.
A chill comes over you, the wind from the boulevard south, lashing you for trying to separate them, for trying to take the street out of Kuno.
I guess you just cannot take the street out of Kuno. Well, it appears that we can redo this check.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Well, we failed to check that time, but we have not seen the failure options yet. Hey, Kuno, think you can turn the Kuno down for a moment? Let's talk like normal people.
Trying to fuck at the Kuno. Trying to fuck at me. Trying to fuck. Kuno only gets higher. It's faster, faster, faster. Can't take the Kuno. Stay out of the reactor.
Kuno gonna fuck you up. Up.
Normal is not what we got here. You've got to work with what you have for now.
It seems so.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Well, maybe we'll try again with the Kuno at another time. Oh. Let's see. Prove your authority to Titus Hardie. Well, establishing authority was a godly thing, so maybe we could find something to give us some pluses when trying to do that. Then there's Morel. What happened to Morel? He set off southwest across the canal. Start by going there. We have not been southwest as of yet. We also can level up. Authority took a hit. I think visual calculus also took a hit, yes. Because we're communists now. I do like that logic is at absolute 0. I think it was empathy was the thing for the Kuno check, so boosting empathy a bit could be useful. And of course, Motorix is still very low. Savoir faire is 0. Yeah, that one never comes up because that's 0. Then it looks like we could forget this if we so chose to. We need to get into some political conversation so I can say some left-wing things and boost my XP. Really need to do that. Let's put a point in empathy. Oh, looks like I still do have another point that I could put into something. Sure, let's put one into authority. I haven't looked at this one here. Rue de Saint Ghislain 8B. I've not looked at this yet.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
There's a lot of options here. All right, let's go through them. Main hall, building A.
An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
This is the police. Please open the door.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were...
There's a spot of static that overrides her words.
But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Okay, number 2 is Andrew Orlando Hare, SCA.
You ring the doorbell, but no one answers. Just seeing the words Andrew Orlando gets your hackles up. Its very existence is a threat to your masculinity, to say nothing of your hair.
I should punch something. Well, maybe later. Then there's Artemiteps, boxing for young athletes in gym.
All you hear is static, but no one answers the call.
That's a shame, because maybe we could have punched some things at that gym. What about the 24-hour window?
You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
And Emma's Fashion Atelier?
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call.
Wow, no one is at home or at work, or maybe these particular places just haven't had anyone in them for a while. Fabron's taxi, and the rest is burned off.
Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore.
What about Slipstream SCA?
You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
This is a woman's voice, crackling and fragile through the static.
Have you come to place an order?
Hello, on Tricentennial Electrics. I thought I was calling Slipstream SCA.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
Sorry?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster. No, something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
Who are you? Where are you?
Michelle, just please.
She stops and you can hear her breathe heavily, her breath distorted by ancient static.
Sounds like a ghost. Wind blows through your clothes and you feel detached from your surroundings. Inside the building, a cold memory hangs.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Well, hold on, tell me what's going on. What did I do?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry. The cold is deep under your skin, as if you were talking to someone who's 100 years away. Somewhere inside the building, water is flooding the cellar floor.
Hello?
She doesn't answer.
You said it was nice. What's so nice about forgetting?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Well, it's a goodbye then.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
So there's a volition check to try that again. Fortress Accident SCA?
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident. Silence. No one answers the doorbell.
Here's Whirling in Rags.
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. You're going to just stand there and take it from a doorbell?
No. I'll show you how a gentleman treats a doorbell.
Like a cat's whiskers, your moustache feels it first, followed by your lips. The corroded metal of the intercom, cold, unattainable. Now you're kissing the doorbell. The doorbell remains silent. When was the last time you kissed?
That's unsanitary.
It probably is. East Delta Pinball?
Silence. No one answers your call.
What about the empty card?
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Oh. This went up because I kissed it. A new button? That's surprising. I didn't think there was actually anything new here. Alright, well, I hope this isn't one of the ones that damage me when I lose it, but this is a psyche thing. Let's see if the chat can boost my psyche abilities. I wasn't sure if it was worthwhile to try, but, I mean, since the chances went up due to our kissing the doorbell, I guess we might as well try. It was a very confusing thing. 58%. Let's try it.
No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do.
Alright, well, at least it's a white check, so I guess we can try it some other time. That was a weird thing, though, because Kim heard it as well. That wasn't just one of our Inland Empire things, where we, like, see and hear things that maybe are not actually there, but Kim heard it as well. That was very odd. And the voice referred to us as Michelle, which is not our name. Bottles inside. If we had a bag, we could pick these up. So what could that have been referring to is a question.
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mail delivery box.
The box seems happy. Eat shit, pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there. Post La Ventura mail collection box. Been there.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
Great, I got healed a morale point.
And then suddenly, you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
Well, we're not going to punch the box. That box has done nothing to us.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
That's right. No benches while we have a mystery to solve. We can revisit the bench if we need to pass the time when the lieutenant is gone. Well, they did say that maybe we could explore after Kim goes to bed. So maybe... Oh, what's this? Maybe a sea monster? Yes, a sea monster is exactly what happened to Martinez. I work hard, I play hard. Nobody works harder. It's just so hard sometimes. Harder than me. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. This is a book about pate. Not sure about this one. Oh, this book. You don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. A book about boyadero culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one?
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
She reverts her attention to a worn-out paperback. Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
He points to his sleeve. Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
She tries hard to focus on the book stand.
Help her by carrying things? Maybe she needs a weightlifter. Maybe she needs you to fight her husband. No, that's not it.
It could be it. Maybe your husband is missing?
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
But wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you straight into the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. I can totally help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Shh. It's okay. It's okay.
What?
It's all right not to know where your husband is. There's nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your children are missing?
No, absolutely not.
Her words come out quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
Nanny, where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
Good idea. They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
What is this doubt you have then? Something has happened here.
I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they?
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
And can you describe me their appearance? Any features that stand out? Something to make identifying them a little easier.
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
It's for the investigation. I'm trying to be professional.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that.
She picks up a book and tries to concentrate. A flock of seabirds passes by. Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
All right. Cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make sure.
Great.
She turns her attention back to the bookstand. Just one more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
That was a side quest? I mean, that started a side quest. Watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. An array of neurons fire up with joy. Bum her a cigarette, lest it turn to pain.
Do you smoke?
No, I don't.
I know for a fact that you smoke.
Why do you think that I smoke?
I suspect I may possess supernatural abilities.
No, you don't.
She puts her hands into her coat pockets. Just give me a cigarette, please.
I already told you I don't have any. Go bother someone else.
She's lying. She's goddamn lying. She has smokes.
Well, maybe a smoker like you would know where I could get a new pack?
From the kiosk? There's one near the harbor. It's Frita. You can look it up.
We've been to the Frita. All right, thanks. No problem.
She sighs.
That's all for the moment. I'll let you read. Get your mind off of your missing husband.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
That has to be the dumbest conversation we've had so far in this game. And it did unlock a quest. Find our heraldic bird. The working class woman said that you're a bit of a cockatoo. What if it's true? Go read up on cockatoos in the bookstore. Maybe you'll discover something new about yourself as well. All right, well. The sign says crime, romance, biographies of famous people. There are books out here. This is probably the bookstore. We should read about cockatoos.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. I am the law.
I know, sir.
She stomps her feet to feel warmer.
Yes, people get that you are the law. You really don't have to keep saying it.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this, anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
I am completely unsurprised that Encyclopedia failed that check. Absolutely no surprise. What is a book?
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
What's a postcard?
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
She is unfazed by your questions. She would consider it impolite to point out any perceived weirdness.
What's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
Interesting. Thanks.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
Well, what is your name?
My My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is p.7. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts her eyes wide, as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And we did talk to Plaisance for a little bit on the phone, when we, hit that doorknob. You're standing out here in the cold because?
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
It does seem like empathy is chiming up more now. You're cold. Can I help in some way?
Kind of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Maybe I could have a word with the store owner, perhaps.
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
What is school, anyway?
School? Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity.
The gale wind blows in from the coast, a wind of needles. It wraps itself around a building of brick and mortar. Somewhere, a clamour rings through the honeycomb of classrooms.
What is this feeling?
Remorse. The parquet of assembly halls. The rows of stall bars are growing cold. The corridors stand empty. A girl's voice somehow finds its way through this strange feeling. You haven't heard a word of what she's been saying these past few moments. You only hear...
Mum says it's necessary to do both, because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
Thoughts of school bring us feelings of remorse over how we wasted the opportunities that were given to us. I wouldn't know anything about that. How's this business doing?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Oh?
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
She's looking for the right word. Ass up.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
It sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this as we narrow our eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But, Kim, the plasmic manifestations!
No such thing.
The lieutenant stands at your side, stern and serious.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
What do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Enough about the curse. For now.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. She doesn't know what to say. It's that bad, as we point to our head.
Crime is a deviation from the law, punishable by either a civil or criminal sentencing. It's what the law prevents.
Why would anyone want to read about crime?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way. The law, as I said.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Maybe I'm not a policeman? Or should stop being one?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. Yes, I believe our fellow cops were calling us that, Dick Mullen. I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy. Then I decided to live a little.
What's that mean?
You know, cut loose, raise hell, blow off steam.
And everything's better now, sir?
No.
Why is that?
A man can never be truly happy with who he is.
Oh, okay. I shouldn't have said that thing about Dick Mullen.
Well, it's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your... And we point to our head.
Head? Yes.
No, it's your soul. Your blue soul. No, your resilience.
Authority and Plain Threshold having a bit of a disagreement there. Grit. A total disregard for personal safety. You gotta take the pain. This Mullen guy looks like he'd run to his mom. Ain't got no balls.
That's a bit childish.
A dick with no balls! Bam! Mullen's no real deal. He's got nothing on me.
Obviously, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you.
I got experience for that, for some reason.
Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
That's better odds than I would have thought. Plus one saw she's cold, +1 afraid of the curse. Well, let's keep asking about literature before we try that. What's romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
Man and lady business. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Do you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
She looks at you with puzzlement.
You can take this. Blossom like a pain flower.
All right, yeah. It drags on for years and years with no resolution in sight.
The girl is at a loss for words.
Each of you filling with resentment and bitterness for having ruined each other's lives.
She shifts and sways on her feet, looking confused and uncomfortable.
Each of you tearing at the other's innards, leaving a gaping emptiness, a vacuum heart that still hurts ceaselessly.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how to help you.
Why can't you help me? I'm beyond help, right?
Sir, sorry, sir. I'm still little. I can't...
It's time to leave it be. You're about to make a child cry. Are you proud of yourself?
Don't worry, little girl. Got a bit carried away there. Let's back up out of this. Once again, I gained experience for that. But let's talk about what books they do have. Like a poor man getting a rich lady.
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
But then what about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
But what if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Yeah, poor people are boring.
I guess, yes. People in books are always very interesting, especially the romance people.
Well, that's enough romance for me. I had other questions.
Maybe some about other books?
Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold, reddened cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Can I become famous by reading one of those books?
I don't know about that, but I imagine life is great when you're famous.
Oh, I bet it is.
They're all dogs.
Well, I mean, Half-Light said that, but we were trying to become a superstar cop. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day.
Why would they do that, sir?
Because I'll be a superstar cop, in the papers and everything. That'll show him. I mean, Everard promised to make a big sign with my name in lights. You could see it from outside the city.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun.
I can see it now. By the way, who is that?
Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed.
She's your aunt?
No, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at the books a lot.
Why is she distressed?
I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing. She's in denial about it. Okay. Oh wow, well, that really went up. +1 should be a book of you. Saw she's cold, afraid of the curse. So saying that there should be a book written about us did, in fact, increase that. It's a white check.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks wary.
She knows where this is going.
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest, a facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation than his poise reveals.
You heard me. Hands up.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
She shoots you a suspicious glance. Well, it's super simple for a detective such as myself.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed. Want more? Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I've got a few reasons in mind.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Recycling your body material. You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You think so? Well, fine, do better. Deduce something about me.
You're quite sober.
She snaps back quickly.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Wait, how do you know I'm usually not?
Because you usually aren't.
I'm having a grand time.
I sure hope you are, sir.
She rubs her red nose.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow.
+1 knows the law. It is a white check. Why does this feel familiar?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Oh, right, yes. We did spend some time in this town, you know, before we had complete amnesia. So hang on, you know me? We've met before?
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time.
She sways back and forth on her feet.
You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, telling people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars are.
Oh, going shirtless is new information. I don't think we heard anyone say that before. Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
What do you mean better? I look like shit.
Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes?
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
So you mean like dilated?
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
Of course, electrochemistry is very happy to chime in. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics?
Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So, why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
Thanks. I have learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Well, see you around, Annette. Well, we learned some information about ourselves that we did not know. I'm gonna save a game because we knew about drinking ourselves almost to death. We did not know that we had been running around town shirtless, hopped up on narcotics. That is some new information. Well, I mean, electrochemistry did say that we were on speed, I think. But how much and how long is unclear. We're going to save this game. And I think that's going to be it with our little Disco Elysium session for tonight. We're at the beginning of day 2. We talked to the Hardies, who confessed to us that they killed the guy, but we have reason to believe that they did in fact hang the guy, but they didn't actually kill him because for some reason they want us to think that they killed him, even though we suspect that it was someone else, a gunman. It does seem strange that the Hardys really want us to think that they killed him. We're not clear on that yet as to why. But even if they're confessing to it, it's been made clear that we can't do anything about it just because there's 7 of them and we cannot possibly take them. It seems that what Elizabeth, the lawyer, wants us to do is leave Martinez and go back to our precincts to write the report, saying that our investigation is over. But of course, our investigation is not quite over because we're still here and we are just bothering people, even though it kind of does seem like the case is kind of closed, but it's not quite closed. And as long as it's open a little bit, we're still going to be hanging around. What did we do after that? Well, we looked at the crime scene and then looked at the footprints, matched them up with the Hardys. We failed to convince Kuno of anything. We heard a strange message on the doorbell. I still don't know what that's about, but at least we can try it again. We had a very, very strange conversation out here in front of the bookstore. I guess probably the next thing to do is go inside the bookstore, because of course what we need to do is find a book about cockatoos. Was that it? That might be our feather sona. We need to find out more about that. Maybe we'll find out more next time as we... Amazing how much time we spent in front of this bookstore having these conversations. We've not even gone in. But hey, at least we're actually starting to go to the left, to the west. Because we've been sort of not doing that this whole time. Now we're starting to break some ground. Going west in Martinez. So... We're gonna go into this bookstore next time, and maybe we're gonna find out what this curse is all about. Even if Kim doesn't want to. I think this is our main point of interest right now. Solving this curse. I'm sure there's a ghost in there, and we're gonna arrest that ghost. Next time.